This whole Twitter thing is turning into kind of a mess. Turning into? Yeah, it depends who you ask. There was some fun that was had the other day. Elon decided to label NPR as state-affiliated media. And when they pushed back, he said, okay, fine, government-funded. Well, both of those are pretty dishonest. I mean, you could say that because they get 1% of their funding from grants, federal and state and local grants, that it means that they are somehow worthy of an extra moniker that only serves to mislead. And I know it serves to mislead because I've looked at people discussing it on Twitter and Reddit and Facebook, and people are convinced, no, it is government funded. This is a government-run agency. Well, you wouldn't call Al Jazeera not government affiliated, would you? No, I wouldn't. I'd call it state-owned. Like Russia Times is state-owned. Like Voice of America is state-owned. Voice of America is a state-owned news outlet. And you gotta keep it in perspective. Well, I mean, if I got 1% of my funding, wouldn't I be government affiliated? I said, well, hey man, did you get a rebate on your car? Because if you got that $7,500 or $3,750 or really any amount of money, it is probably more than 1% of your income for that year. I wouldn't call you state affiliated or government funded. Well, no, because I pay taxes. This is just them giving me back some of my taxes. Yeah, NPR is a nonprofit, so they don't pay federal taxes because they don't have federal profits to recognize at that level. But they pay tax. I mean, their payroll tax alone has got to be significantly higher than 1%. The sales tax that they pay on the equipment that they use in the course of business is probably higher than 1%. The reimbursement on airport taxes and gas taxes for travel for their staff is likely greater than 1%. So they probably pay substantially more in taxes than they receive in grants. That's not the problem. There are news agencies that get 1% or more of their revenue from government activities, whether it's buying sponsorship for military ads, for different inclusion like that. The NFL gets money from the government to do those pageants at the beginning where they trot out troops for feel-good stories and reintroduce them to their kids who haven't seen them in years. I'd rather they just get to stay home, but I mean, hey, who am I to judge? They sponsor like Call of Duty things. Anyway, doesn't matter. The point is, it's very inconsistently applied. There are media outlets who we know work hand in hand with government agencies and political parties. We know from lawsuits, from discovery, that Fox News and the GOP work very closely together. They share talking points. They give each other advice on how to convey a particular message. Now, when the GOP's in power, that's absolutely government-affiliated media. And when they're out of power, it's certainly still party-affiliated. It's still Republican-affiliated media. I don't see a label on them. Should they have a label? I don't know. That's not for me to say. What I want to say is, if you're going to single out an individual publication, you're going to make some enemies. Putting a paywall between users' access to information and the folks who provide information is the opposite of increasing access to free speech. Why would we do that? Why would we remove check marks from people we've already verified? Now, I understand Elon saying, well, yeah, but it's easy to make bots and it's hard to make, to fake bots if you have to pay, because we'd be able to track that one credit card bought 10 accounts, or one location or one payee is handling 100, 1,000, a million accounts. Yeah, but this isn't about the bots. The bots are still there. I was hopeful that the bot problem would get better, but it hasn't. I get more bot spam than I did last year. I get at least 3 to 5 direct messages a week offering me amazing investment advice on what are clearly scams from accounts that are clearly bots. It's not gotten better. But what's gotten worse is people who were verified are losing their status. So I can't tell if that's really them or not at a glance. Well, I mean, I can click on it, and that's up to me. Right. But I'm smarter than your average bear, and just barely. Most bears are really dumb. I've seen people I respect highly, fall for really stupid stuff online. And putting a new barrier between legitimate information and trash is dangerous and counterproductive. And I said in a video that got me a lot of pushback recently, I won't pay for Twitter. I won't pay for the blue because I'm already at the bottom of the barrel, and paying for that would put me still at the bottom of the barrel, because in addition to paying it, I'm still ranked below everyone else who pays for it. It wouldn't help me. I posted a graph showing that only like 1,200 clicks in 6 months came from Twitter, to which one incredible dipshit said, "Oh, that's 20% of your traffic." No, it's not. Please read. It's 20% of my external traffic. It's 0.014% of my traffic. It's a rounding error. It's less than a rounding error. If it was 20% of my traffic, I'd be delighted. If it was 2% of my traffic, I'd be delighted. I'd pay $8 for that. But apparently it's not $8. It's more like 11 to 12 once you actually check out, which is, par for the course? I don't know. Everything ends up expensive. I did get a great going away present when I discontinued Starlink. When you cancel, they go ahead and bill you for a whole extra month that they know you're not going to use after they disconnect it. So that's a fantastic parting gift. But when I posted that, people attacked me too. So maybe let's not be so quick to attack. You absolute clowns. And it's not my fault that some people can't read, because he can't. He said, well, you just got a defeatist attitude. No, I don't. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you why people ask why I haven't bought Twitter Blue, and that's the reason. It doesn't make sense for my business. It is a business expense, and it doesn't make sense. I could, if my channel gets big enough, I'll buy it. If I monetize Twitter and am making more than $8 a month off Twitter, I'll buy it. And I know Twitter video is a thing, but it's not really monetized, and the way they're shedding advertisers makes it harder to monetize. And regardless, even if it paid the best in the industry, my channel, my Twitter, is not eligible for monetization until I hit 10,000 followers. So it wouldn't really impact me directly. I just don't want... I love Tesla. I love SpaceX. I love the Boring Company. I love Elon. But just like for him, this is a business. It's a business for me too. And I wish he would treat it more like a business. I wish they had... I'm not going to say they need to go as far as advertising, but not having a PR department is detrimental to the company. Because bad news is everywhere all the time. And the only response you can get to bad news is an automated bot that sends you a poop emoji. I don't think that's helpful. I don't think that's what we need. So Twitter will quiet down. I know Ross Gerber was saying, people are furious. They're not going to advertise. There are people who are so angry with Elon's antics on Twitter that they're not going to buy a Tesla. And maybe that's true, maybe. But demand remains strong. And memories are short. All he has to do is get back to basics, baby. Get back to engineering and spend less time retweeting things that are going to upset a substantial percentage of humanity, especially when you're the most followed account on Twitter. It makes it tough. So that's that. I'm just putting this up because I needs me some more content on this channel. I'm hovering right about 4,000 views, 4,000 hours of watch time. Gotta keep it going. Gotta keep it going.